Hi everyone, this is Chiwe from One Dog Wolf, and in this video I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach yarn to what would be the body of my Starlight Shrug, and from there create the collar, the ribbed collar that goes kind of in a perpendicular direction. So this is the top of my Starlight Shrug, I guess, after I've completed my Tunisian knit stitch and I've cast off, or I've bound the top with slip stitches, and now I want to create a ribbed collar that is about this thick and goes across. So one way to do it is to just create the piece of ribbed edging and then use, I guess, mattress stitch or whatever stitch to sew it on individually. I guess I'm a little lazy, so I like to just sew it or work it directly in. So I have a knot on my hook. This is a smaller hook than I used for the Tunisian crochet, and it gives me a tighter ribbed look. So I'm going to go into this first stitch right here, and I'm going to do just a slip stitch, and that just attaches the yarn. And then I'm going to work 7 chain stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So to do a ribbed look, you're going to be using half double crochets. So I'm going to be working into the 3rd stitch from the hook, and I'm going to be working a half double crochet. Hopefully I counted right. This is the last stitch. So there's 5 half double crochets here. Now it's kind of detached other than that first point, so what I'm going to do is slip stitch into the next stitch along the body. So you can see all of these stitches here are what I'm going to be working into. So I'm going to be slip stitching into this next one and then working 2 more slip stitches before heading back out with another row of half double crochet. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch here, slip stitch 2 more, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and now we're going to turn because we have to take the row back out, and we're going to be working into this row of half double crochets. So we're going to turn, but what I like to do is actually flip the hook to the other side, so that when I turn, the yarn is in the front. So let me do that again. Okay, so this is where I was before. Now if I turned, my yarn is in the back, and I actually want my yarn to be in the front, so I just loop my hook around. So the yarn is in the front. Now we're going to work into the 4th stitch, so we're going to count 3. So you can see our 3 slip stitches, 1, 2, 3, and this is our 4th. So that's our first half double crochet, and in order to create the ribbed look, we're not going to be working into the front or back loops. We're going to be working into this extra front loop just underneath. Okay, so if we grab our yarn, we're going to be working into this extra front loop, make a half double crochet, and what that does is it leaves the front and the back loops up front, and it gives you sort of that ribbed look. Okay, so we're going to move on, continue with half double crochets. So we finished 5 half double crochets, and we're going to turn at the end of this row. That's a normal turn. So chain 2, we'll turn, and then again we're going to work half double crochets not into the front or back loops, but into this extra loop at the bottom. If you ever get lost with which stitch you're supposed to work into, like this last one is kind of complicated, you can't really see where you're going, you can turn it and you can see where this ribbing is raised. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is our 5th one. Here's your front loop, your back loop. Now you're looking for that extra one underneath. So you'll be working into this one right here. Okay, so we're going to loop, yarn over, and then work into this loop. And that's our half double crochet. So we finished 5 half double crochets in this row. And again, we're going to connect to the next stitch with a slip stitch, and then work, slip stitch into each of the next 2. That gives you the height needed for the half double crochet. Okay, now I like to swing my hook over and around and then turn, so that puts the yarn in the front. I'm going to count 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th is the one we're going to work into. But the 4th, again, you're going to be working into this front stitch. So now we yarn over and we work into the front. We make half double crochets and we finish the row. Do a turn, and you can start to see this ribbing take shape. So we've turned, we'll continue one more row, so you can just see what this ribbing looks like. Okay, so this is the stitch that you started with, so you're going to work into the next one. And my sample here has actually run out of stitches, but you can see I have connected this last row to the main body using that slip stitch. So my Tunisian has been worked from bottom up, my Tunisian knit stitch, and now I've been able to add a ribbed collar or border that's moving in a perpendicular direction, and that spares me the trouble of having to sew a collar or a border onto my main piece. That's it.